What's going on, guys? This is Resurrected Mods, and I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday season. I know now we're entering in the time of the dreadful return of going back to work, going back to school, whatever it is that you have to do on a daily basis. But keep your head up. It's going to be okay, I promise. But yeah, today I'm going to be going over the Raid Shadow Legends Helper tool. This has truly made a huge impact on the way that I play Raid, especially on gear management. And that's probably 99% of Raid once you get so far into the game, is managing your gear and progressing your gear. So I'm going to jump into it and we will go over everything. Alright guys, so first thing first, you got to download the Raid Shadow Legends Helper tool, and when it pulls up, typically what you want to do is at least do one campaign run or a dungeon. It really doesn't matter. I just do campaign because it takes 5 seconds, and it'll load up your entire account. One way you can check that is by clicking on inventory, and if it loads all of your gear, you're good. Same thing with the champion index. So this should be the home screen. So we're just going to go down the list and we'll go through it. Now I'll kind of help you guys understand how this tool works and how you can use it to benefit you and progress your game. So first thing first, number of runs. Let me unclick multi-level XP. Number of runs is like if you're going to farm dungeons overnight. All you gotta do is go into wherever you're farming and find out how much energy you want to spend, and then just divide that by whatever level you're running. If you're running stage 20, it's 16 energy, and you just divide that, and then that will give you how many runs that you need to run to use that energy. Then you just go through and you type in like 120, and then you just hit start. And it'll start it. It'll run all 120 battles, and that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple on that. Target event points. So this is when you're doing like let's see if we got an event going on. So these are kind of different events, but let's say you were going for a dungeons event where you have to farm a certain amount of dungeons or get a certain amount of gear. You just go in and you type in how many points that you want. Let's say you want 4,000 points, and whoa, not that many, 4,000 points, and then you just hit start, and it'll run that specific dungeon that you want to run until you get the certain amount of event points that you want. Like I said, it's fairly simple. Number of tier 3 potions, you just click on that. I really don't do that. If I'm gonna run it, I just run run effective resources, and I'll just go to whatever one that you want to run. Like let's say force. You just click battle, it'll load, and then you just hit run effective resources, and then you just kind of keep track of how many you have and how much you want. If you know a specific number, then you can type in that specific number right there. I normally just farm enough to get to where I need to be. I mean, I don't really ever have a specific number, I just farm. But that's how you do that. Start time, so you could do start time, and let's see here, so you can set it to where, let's do 7, what time is it now, 9:15, we'll do 9, and then 16, and then you just hit OK, and you hit start, and it'll run, it'll start the run at 9:16. So like, let's say you're playing raid, and you know that you want to start a certain dungeon run at a certain time. You just click on dragon or ice golem, whatever you want to run, and you click the start time and you just hit start, and it'll idle until it's ready to go. I don't ever really use that, but that's how you use that. Multi-level XP. This is how you create food or farm for events. As far as like leveling champions up, you go to set food and it brings up this page. So two things, you can do auto select. So you just click I want to use 30 level 3 champs, hit auto select, and it's already selected 30. So you scroll down and you see it's already selected them. I'm gonna go auto select, so it unselects them, or you can go in and specifically pick who you want. I normally just do auto select if I'm doing food because I don't need specific champions leveled up. That's how you use that. You can use that for any of them. And if you don't want to use a champion level limit, it'll just take them to the max level and it'll automatically swap them out. Champion level limit is great for events or tournaments when you're leveling up champions. Your XP to energy ratio is best used when you take them to these certain levels. I don't know exactly how to explain how that works other than you're going to spend a lot more energy taking all your level 3 champions to level 30 to get the specific amount of event points that you want rather than just taking a whole bunch of level rank 3 champion to level 12. You'll get there a lot faster and you'll use less energy. So that's a pretty cool tool. Me personally, I just take them to their max level because I'm going to end up using the max food anyways, so it really doesn't matter for me. But that's how you use that. And then you just click X and then you hit start on campaign and it'll run it. And it will automatically, let's see here, it shouldn't take that long. So let's do set food. I'm just going to pick 3 random champions. And we got those 3 selected. And I'm going to hit, I don't want to auto sell. Well, let's see here. Yeah, we'll just keep that. And I'll go over that here in a second. But yeah, let's hit start and see it just starts to run. It'll run through and it'll automatically sell the gear and automatically swap out your champions. Let's see if I can get us a better view. So it'll go through, sell that gear, and then once these champions hit max level, it will swap them out for the 3 rares that I selected. Let's see, let's drag this down a little bit more. Okay, so the max level, we're going to sell that, and I'm doing nothing. And it goes in. And then it'll start to run again, and it'll take those 3 rares all the way to level 30. I don't need that, so I'm going to stop the run right here. And let's sell that real quick before I forget about it. Alright, so that's how you use that. Very handy. You can set it to run overnight, and you'll come back with a bunch of food leveled up. One thing to be cautious about, when you're early game and you're still leveling up and ranking up as far as your account, and it gives you like a new feature in the game, unfortunately the Raid Shadow Legends tool won't click beside that and exit out of that and continue to run. You'll end up just wasting a whole night and nothing will happen because of the pop-ups that Raid like to give you guys. Quite unfortunate, but it is what it is. All the max XP, that just takes everybody on your account to max XP. If you're going to do that, be aware you're going to spend a lot of energy and probably level up some champions that you don't necessarily need leveled up right now. I typically just do the multi-level XP and select a certain amount of rares and epics that I want to level up, and that's how I do that. All mineral scrolls, that's pretty straightforward. I don't know how else to explain that. You just go into dungeons, you go into Minotaur, and you hit battle, and then you just select all mineral scrolls and you hit start, and it'll run, and that's how you get all mineral scrolls for these champions. Run effective resources, I already went over that. That just kind of it makes sure that you don't run out of energy. It makes sure that if you fail a certain amount of runs, like if you fail 3 times in a row, it'll stop the run. And you can change that in the settings. Where we at right here? Max lose fights in a row. 4. Most of the time when you're in game, you're not gonna lose very many in a row. So I just leave that as it is. Run indefinitely. That's if you're gonna run like 1,000 or whatever. I mean, just a crazy amount of runs. You just hit that and you hit start. Yeah, like I said, a lot of this is kind of straightforward. Shutdown when finished is pretty cool. It just kind of helps your PC, especially if you don't have a crazy PC and you don't want it to overheat. You can just shut down when finished and it'll close the game. It'll close Raid Shadow Legends Helper. That way you don't burn up your PC.
One eternity later.
Alright guys, sorry I'm back. I had a couple of phone calls I had to take. So I see last thing I left off with was shut down when finished. So now we're gonna work down to auto refill and max refills. So auto refill is basically just refilling your energy with gems. When you click this, you definitely want to click max refill and type in the number of max refills. Because if not, I've heard of people completely run their gems down to nothing with this. And granted, it's still for a good cause, whether you're farming dragon or leveling up food, but you can still run out of gems, and that's not the best thing in the world. So definitely click on max refills, type in, 12 or however many you want. I think they're 40 a piece. Yeah, they're 40 gems a piece, so you just do the math on how much you want, and then that's that. Auto forge is pretty simple. You go into forge and you click on whatever you want. For me, my favorite is perception. I want accuracy, and as far as this goes, I don't necessarily care. And then you go under here and you hit auto forge and you hit start. And I must have done something wrong. Alright guys, I I ran into a technical difficulty. I forgot that you had to do this. Right here at the very top, you can see that's the number of pieces of gear that you can forge. So you got to go into the number of runs and you set how many you want, and then you hit forge. That way it's completely my bad. But yeah, it's going to forge, and if it finds it and it likes it, it'll keep it. If not, it'll sell it. And that's how you do auto forge. Again, sorry for the technical difficulty. That was my fault. But yeah, you just click on number of runs, type in whatever number that is, or if you want less, it doesn't matter. You just type in whatever number you want, auto forge, auto sell, and hit start. Alright, so now let's go into the sell options mode. So when you click on sell options, it's gonna bring up this page. This is just something I kind of built, just kind of, it's not the greatest tool, but I'm going to show you guys some other ones that I have. And all of these will be in the description link that you can download. So here I've got First Cleanse. Let's open that up. And it's just gonna it's a very generic, very early game cleanse. You can see what it's gonna sell by coming into the inventory and hit sell option, or no, auto sell check. And basically that's what it's gonna sell. So just to show you guys how to sell, you go into your artifacts, you click on this, you click sell. That's all you gotta do, just click sell. And then add selected items to the sell list. And then as you can see here, it added it to the sell list, and you just hit sell. So that's how you sell the gear. But that's the first one. Let's go back into inventory and sell option. So like I said, that's a very basic sell. And then we've got the one that I made. I believe it is this one. Yep. So here's the one that I made. Very basic, very basic. But you can still use it if you're early game, trying to progress into mid game. You go into inventory and you hit the auto sell check, and this is gear that it's gonna sell for me. I'm definitely gonna sell that. And I'll keep those just until I roll into them and see how they roll. Because this is a 6-star, and this account doesn't have the most speed, so I'm going to keep that speed boost with an accuracy, especially if it double rolls into accuracy. So same thing, you go into the game, you click sell, and then you hit add selected item to the sell list, and as you can see here, that's what we're selling. We're going to sell that, and then there we go. So excuse me, I've got a little bit of allergies going on. So that's that one. You go into sell options, you hit load setup, and we're gonna go with mid to late game. You hit open. This is what I'm gonna be using on my account, and this is a shout out to MTG Jedi, as well as a Reddit post that I found. All of these except for the one that I made, I've found from other people, and these are great. So far, I haven't really found any flaws in it. But yeah, you go back into inventory, and you hit auto sell check, and it's gonna sell all of this gear. So you're looking at 357 pieces of gear that it's gonna sell. So what I recommend you guys to do is when you use this kind of gives you an indicator of where your account is. You hit include equipped item and just kind of go through. Okay, so this one's on my Madam Ceres. This one's on Grohawk the Bloodied. I don't really care about him. I don't really care about that. And you can kind of see where you're selling your gear. What you want to make sure that you're not doing is taking any gear off of champions that you have built really good. Let's see, for example, right here, Jimbo. Let's go into the game and let's find Jimbo, which he is in the vault. So Jimbo is not built at all. I can't put him in the master vault. Let me fix that real quick. Let's see here. I'm gonna put him and him in the master, and then let's get Jimbo out. So let's go back to here, and it says we're gonna sell the attack boots. They're level 40, so obviously we can sell that. All this other gear looks like we're good to sell. Defense percentage. What I want to make sure that I'm not doing is taking any gear off of people that are really well built. If you realize that you're doing that, then you might want to back off and choose a little bit easier gear cleanse on your account. But for this so far, um, I'm not seeing anything that looks like it's going to take any gear off of my crazy champions. Um, let's just kind of continue to look through. And all you got to do is hover over it, and that'll show you what you want to do. So yeah, it doesn't look like we're stealing any gear. That one I probably wouldn't sell just because that's divine speed with the double roll and the speed and resist. So that one I'm probably not going to sell. That one I definitely don't mind selling. But you get the gist. Another thing you want to make sure you're doing, or not doing, is stealing gear off of champions that you have built for clan boss. So I know Secret is built for clan boss. So I definitely do not want to take any gear off of him. And the same thing goes for dungeon teams. If you realize, hey, I'm using this guy to farm dungeon, I don't want to sell that gear. So I would definitely go through here. But that's not really the point of going through and selling gear on people that we have built. What this gives us an indicator of is, hey, your gear is probably pretty close to this range, a little bit better, because you're not seeing any of your champions that are well built in here. If you notice that, hey, it's pretty much stealing all the gear off of my good champions, you need to take a step down. So I'm going to take included items off, and I'm only going to sell items that are not equipped. And this will at least get rid of 357 pieces of gear. I am very bad at gear cleanses. I'm almost a hoarder in a sense because I feel like, hey, I could use that gear somewhere. And then next thing I know, I've got 1,300 pieces of gear and I don't use them. Another thing that I like to do is like 16 star, like that, or 16 leveled up. I typically like to take it down to like 15 and not sell leveled up gear. And then I will go back through and sell whatever I need to sell. But yeah, that's how I do that. So sorry, I was getting a phone call. I was just making sure it wasn't something important. So I'm gonna go through and go ahead and sell all of this gear. I know that sounds pretty crazy, but unfortunately, when you're trying to build your account and better your account, you're looking for the next best gear. So I'm going to go through and sell all of this. So we're going to select all and add selected items to the sell list, and it tells you what to do. I just didn't do it. So we go here, and then we add selected item to the sell list, and it goes through and adds all of them. 339 pieces of gear, and we're going to sell it. Definitely go through and pick stuff that might be good. Because this is a crit damage set with crit rate and crit damage, I'm going to keep that. Speed with the accuracy, like I said, I want to keep that. Let's see here. Speed with the triple roll of accuracy, I definitely want to keep that. And I typically like to go through the sets that I use a lot, like regen, speed, accuracy, perception, sets that you know that you're going to equip a lot. Relentless, savage. I go through those and kind of handpick those and make sure that I'm not selling something that I would most likely use. For example, this right here, a triple roll on crit rate with 20% with HP and speed. I'm probably going to keep that. Let's see here. Crit rate, speed, accuracy. Now, that's all good. Let's see, cool. That's all good. Accuracy, yeah, that's good. Alright, so I am going to actually hit cancel here and hit sell again because I took off a couple of pieces of gear. Then we're going to add selected and it's going to add them all again. And then we're just going to hit sell. And now we're looking pretty decent. So we're going to go through, those are the pieces that I kept. And this is pretty cool too. So all you got to do is open this up and you hit the certain items that you want to upgrade. And we're going to upgrade it to 12 and hit upgrade selected item to 12. And as you can see here, it's going through and it's upgrading them. I think in their next update, they are going to have it select the actual level instead of going one by one. But so far that rolled pretty great. That's actually exactly what we wanted. So that's good. I'm glad I kept that piece. We're going to let it roll to 12. And it'll flat defense, not the greatest, but we're okay with that. And then it's going to select that piece and go in and upgrade it. And I'm going to slide this back down. And this one we're hoping for like double or triple crit rate or triple crit damage. So far we're looking pretty good. Let's see here. Okay, we're pretty happy with that. Or I'm happy with that. Let's see what else we get. Alright, that's not bad. So I'm actually happy with that. So those are the pieces I kept. Now we're gonna go to accessories. Accessories, I'm pretty picky. These are selling 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically the accessories, it's selling all 5-star and below. We're already at, let's see how many, 757 pieces of accessory. I don't know that I want to sell those just yet. I feel like a lot of these I would definitely still use at this point in the game. So I'm going to go through with the sell option and I'm going to load the one that I made for accessories and go back to auto clicker. And then we're going to do, yeah, so it's not finding anything. Equipped items, I don't want to sell any of that. So I'm pretty happy with where that's at right now. I don't want to sell anything more until I start upgrading more to see how it rolls. Like this one I could probably sell. So we're gonna sell that. You just kind of have to go through and handpick what you want. But anything with resist and accuracy with speed, I typically keep. So let's upgrade it. That didn't roll very well, but it's still not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5-star. Like I said, you just kind of have to look at where your account is, and go from there. So, but what I will say is, let's go back in and let's load this other one. Mid-let game, load. What I will say is when you're farming with the auto clicker and you have auto sell artifact, I would get to a point to where I would sell all of the pieces with a certain sell keep data thing. I don't know what exactly you want to call it. Whatever these files are, I would definitely sell all of them with a certain file. And then when you go into dungeons to run spider or whatever it is that you want to run, I would definitely go in and click the sell option, and I would click the next best thing for your account. That way, from this point on, you're farming better gear, and it's gonna sell anything that this doesn't like. So, for example, let's go in and let's just run effective resources, auto sell, and let's hit start. And you'll see, I'll pull this back up so you guys can see that I am not doing anything. If I actually click on the game, it makes the Raid Shadow Legend Helper tool go away. So you can see here that I'm not doing anything. It's a pretty quick run, so we'll just watch it. But yeah, that's how I use the tool to better my account. It definitely 100% a game changer. It truly is. So it's gonna load here and it's gonna sell that. So it'll sell. It takes a couple of seconds. There we go. Like I said, if I clicked into the game, it would actually get rid of this. So I'm gonna stop this. We'll let this run through. But yeah, that's how I use the sell option and progress my account. Pick one that your account is kind of at right now, and then when you farm dungeons, pick the next best thing to better your gear. And that could be as simple as starting off with the one that I made, and then selling the gear that's in there. And then when you go into dungeons, you click on mid to late game. Or maybe you're at mid to late game and you sell all your gear based upon this. And then when you run dungeons, use this one. And I'll load this one up. This one's pretty crazy. It is massive and it is very, very heavy on gear. For example, let me show you guys. If I hit inventory, and I hit auto sell check, and we go into artifacts. As you can see, we're selling another 400 pieces of gear. And I'm not quite there yet on this account. I want to roll a lot of this and see how it rolls. So I'm going to leave all of that, but just to show you how crazy and how gear intensive that one specifically is. But we're going to go back through and we're going to load up the mid to late game and hit open. And that's that. So that's pretty much it for the auto clicker and the inventory. That's how I use it. You guys can take this video and maybe alter a couple of these files to fit your account more, or maybe you don't use these files at all and you have a better file. Whatever the case is, I just hope that this video helped you guys understand the tool and helped you progress your progress your game as well. So champion index, it's pretty straightforward. If you just click on a champion, it'll tell you what gear they have on them, what their total stats are, what their skills are. It's pretty straightforward. The clan boss simulator, I don't necessarily use that because I use the Deadwood Jedi tool more often than this. But you can use that if you would like. And then here is a calculator. It calculates how much a pack should be based upon what you're buying. Then you have the accuracy to resistance compare. So let's say you have 500 accuracy, 540 accuracy, and a certain dungeons that you're running has 600 resist. That tells you got a 30% chance of landing your debuff. So you need 650 to get pretty close to the 3%. Just so you guys know, this game has a built-in 3% chance to resist no matter what. So I could have 6,500 accuracy and it's still got a built-in 3% chance to resist. Just so you guys know. But this is how you check if you have enough accuracy or resist, vice versa. You know, let's say a certain boss has 300 accuracy and you have 600 resist, they have only a 3% chance to land the debuff. Like I said, it's a 3% chance built in. Doesn't matter which way it is, it's a 3% chance. And then you have this damage calculator. I don't really ever use that because if you're running the Hell Hades tool, you basically don't need this. Drop chance, I haven't really ever used this because it just kind of, it just tells you what your chances. They're never good. I can promise you that. They're never good. But yeah, so then you go into shard tracker. Now this I do use. So when you summon a shard in the game with Raid Shadow Legends Helper tool, it will track the amount of shards that you pull and who you pull. So if you pull a legendary, it'll say, okay, your last 3 pulls, you pulled a legendary, it resets your mercy, and it'll tell you how far away you are from actually getting another legendary with the mercy. It doesn't account for RNG, it just accounts for mercy. So that helps you kind of keep track of where you're at as far as your mercy counter. Event tracker, this is pretty cool. It just tells you what you needed for your event, and the settings, it's all pretty straightforward. Yeah, I really hope this video helped you guys progress your game, especially with the inventory, sell and keep. It definitely made a huge impact on my account as far as gear cleansing and gear management. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.